Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what you can expect to do with task 2 and give you an example. So I'm going to talk through it. It's probably going to take us a little bit. So our task 2, our premise is we're trying to decide which college is for me, and we're going to use the mean, the median, the standard deviation to make choices about between two colleges. So what I want you to do is I want you to figure out two colleges that you're interested in, public, private, doesn't matter, just kind of dream big, doesn't matter, pick two, okay? You shouldn't be picking the same two as your best friend, so you should be hopefully picking something that other people are not picking the exact same two, okay? You're going to use their tuition data for the last 10 years, and I'll show you how to get that. And you can use this data to create a regression line and predict the tuition for the upcoming school year. You're going to work with 4 data sets. So you're going to choose 2 colleges, and for each college, you're going to make a calculation on the sticker price and the income bracket you most identify with, the net price of it. So you will create a Google Slides presentation with your data. You're going to follow the guidelines for your slides. So that's coming up here in the next little bit. And then create a new folder for task 2, name it Google Slides presentation, and then you put your period, your last name, your first name, and task 2, and there's an example of what that looks like right there. So the first thing is, where do you get your data from? So you're going to go to this site that's called Tuition Tracker. And in Tuition Tracker, you're going to just type in the name of the college. So I'm going to type in the name of the college that I actually went to in college. Okay, so St. Mary's College. So it tells me a lot of some things about the college. It tells me what, if it's public or private, if it's a 4-year, a 2-year, however many years, the acceptance rate, and how many people pay, what percentage of the people who are accepted actually pay sticker price. Then it will also tell me what the sticker price is and what the net price is. And notice this is for our current school year 2021. So the net price is how much you actually pay, okay? And notice this is based on an income of a bracket of $30,000 or less, okay? So here is your actual values, but you'll notice that there are 11 data points here, and you only need to do the 10. So you're going to pick the last 10. You're going to start here, and those are the values that you're going to put into your spreadsheet. You can also toggle this to change the income bracket, so you can choose whichever income bracket you want to examine for your last set of data. Okay. And then some other interesting information. They've got graduation rates in there. That might be something you might want to touch on in some of your facts. And then they have retention rates and some other demographic information in here as well. So that's some good stuff for you to maybe, if you wanted to, include it. But mostly we're looking at the net price and the sticker price, okay? And the blue line's sticker price, red line's the net price. All right, so let's look at the next piece of this. So your slides, and I will go through a sample here, have to include all of this information on it. So you're going to have 10 slides total, and it's very explicit on here what you should put on each slide, okay? When you're doing this, you're going to keep in mind that this is a multimedia presentation. It should look professional. It should include more than just text. Images are always a good enhancement for your project. So good resources for that are the Noun Project. There's also some good resources below to find free slides and a basic video tutorial on how to do Google Slides if you don't know how to do a Google Slides. And then we're going to talk about the rubric here in a minute. So there's the Noun Project link, the Tuition Tracker link, and a couple of different places where I will go and get some slides, some free Google Slides templates, okay? This is a video on Google Slides for beginners, okay? Not done by me, okay? And then I have explicit instructions on how to make all of your calculations that you need to make in Google Sheets, okay? You'll want to, like I said at the beginning, make a folder for the task, and then you can throw your Google Sheets in there, you can throw your slides in there. And then also, we talked about this last week. This is a video on how to calculate and interpret the regression lines and the R-squared values. So let me go through a sample one, and then we'll look at the rubric. Mine probably doesn't pass the 100% A on the rubric, okay? So my first slide just has the name of the presentation, which is called Statistics, or the task, and it has my name on it. Then I have I have a picture of the school. It's actually where I went to college. And then I have the name of it, and then I should be listing a few facts about the college, including why I chose this one. Why was this one interesting to me to actually pick? And then, let me move this guy again. I have my sticker price calculations. So I did all of my calculations using Google Sheets, including my regression equation, which I had to switch to y equals. And then I have my year 11 prediction. Your year 11 prediction will get you the B, okay? If you want the A, you also need to calculate the year 12, 13, and 14 prediction. So basically for 4 years of tuition, what is the tuition each of those 4 years? And you can make it like this, you can put it in a table, that's up to you. And then you need to have your R squared value, and then you need to interpret your R squared value. Okay, so and then you also should be putting the graph of the sticker price on there, which again, you can probably right click the graph and just copy and paste. Then you have your net tuition of, and I really should have probably put St. Mary's College on here because our college one. I have my net tuition with all of the same calculations. Okay. And then I have a second college. So this was another college I actually got into, little tiny college in Montana. This one, and then I would do the same thing. I've got a picture of it, I've got some data, I've got some facts about it, and why I'm interested in going there. And then I've calculated the same thing. All of my statistical calculations, I wouldn't be getting an A because I didn't do my year 12, 13, and 14 predictions, so I should have done that. And then I've got my graph with my data displayed nicely there. And then same exact thing for the net tuition. And then you need to make a comparison. So I gave you a few sentence frames. You don't have to use these sentence frames, but you do need to make a comparison between the two colleges. It should be a decent paragraph. You are sophomores, juniors in high school. You should be able to write me a decent paragraph. Am I going to look at your spelling? Probably not. Hopefully you've already got it checked in slides. But I'm not going to be checking spelling and grammar, but you do need to convey me some ideas on why, based on the data, which school would you choose, make a decision. And remember, you're basing it on the data, not on your gut feeling. So which one would be better for your financial situation, okay? And then tell me why you chose that school, and you need to support it based with the data that you calculated, okay? It should be a few sentences, okay? And then on the last couple slides, I just need you to prove to me that you actually did the calculations in a spreadsheet, so I can kind of just eyeball your data. So you're just going to screenshot the sticker price and the net tuition calculations for both colleges and just stick that at the end for me. So that's what the presentations should look like. It could be much nicer looking than mine. There were things on mine that I wouldn't have given 100% to. So let's take a look at, right down here at the bottom is the rubric that I'm going to be grading you on. So I'm going to pull it up here. So you obviously want to be aiming for this fourth column, okay? So that's where we're going to be getting our A from. Okay, so let's zoom in there. The B and C column, that's fine, but why get a B and C when you know exactly how I'm going to give you an A, okay? Each one of these categories, problem solving, reasoning, improve, connections, and communicating, reasoning, all of those are going to be each worth 50 points. So I will do up to 50 points for each one of these rows, okay? So it's a 200-point task that will go into tests. So you're going to create your line of best fit correctly and display your data. Okay, you're going to use the line of best fit to calculate the tuition in year 11 for the net and for the next 4 years. If you only do it for year 11, then you will only get at the most a B plus. Okay, you calculate correctly your mean, your median, your standard deviation range for all 4 sets of data, and you define what each of those mean in the context of the problem. Okay. And then you interpret and identify the reasonableness of the R squared value correctly in the context of the problem. And then you apply and extend previous math knowledge correctly to the problem. Basically, you make and explain the comparisons between the sets of data. So you could compare your means of the mean tuition. You can compare what the predictions are. Okay, those are some things you could use to make some connections. And then your final one is that you create a Google Slides presentation that has at least 5 slides, okay, that are free of errors. You have to have 10, but you have to have at least 5 that are free of errors and in a logical order. You can add extra slides with more information about each college, making the more complete picture about each school. Use graphs to represent data and use pictures and diagrams to make the presentation interesting. And all graphs have titles and appropriate labels and on axes, which you will see that in some of the other videos. So that is what this is about. And then you want to make sure you submit your final version of the task to Google Classroom. Right? If you've got questions, as always, you can always drop into class and let me know, or email me, or send me a text and remind.